Hey guys, Chef Wu Can here. How are you today? Today, I'm going to talk about some oldie but goodies. As you know, everything changes with fad or new trends, and the same applies to food. Where Japanese was many years ago number one from Chinese, then you had Thai, then you had Korean, and now you have Vietnamese food. Well, I want to bring back some of the old-time favorites, which in this case it might be a Chinese-American dish. You may have seen it when F Chang first came into play. That is a chicken lettuce wrap. And for this type of weather that we're in now, summertime, you want something light, easy, and refreshing. And so I'm going to make the chicken lettuce wrap Chef Wu Can's way. All right? Very easy, nothing complicated, and let me introduce you to the sauces, all right? So we have oyster sauce, around a teaspoon and a half. We have hoisin sauce, adds a little sweetness. The oyster sauce adds a little saltiness. We have white pepper, about a teaspoon. We have a little sesame oil, just to give it that little nutty flavor. We have dark soy sauce. Although it's not really soy sauce, it's more for the coloring. So I use about maybe less than a teaspoon. Shaoxing wine, an integral part of Asian cooking. If you don't have Shaoxing wine, a nice white wine would do. Do not buy the cooking wines. And regular soy sauce, light soy sauce. Now I want to tell you about the cooking wines. Cooking wines is the residual from the regular wines. It's at the bottom of the barrel. All right? So you may have grappa, which is really the sediment at the way bottom of the wine barrel, which they sell pretty much in Italy, Europe, and it's very strong. But the liquid wine that is sitting at the bottom, that's been sitting there for a while, is what they don't want to throw it out. So they'll just bottle it and you have cooking wine. So it may not be as best quality that you want from a regular wine. Any kind of cooking wine is wine that you could drink yourself. All right? Now, if you ever tried the cooking wines, I don't think you would want to drink it plain. All right? The ingredients. Well, we have ground chicken. We're going to put in some diced water chestnuts. The diced water chestnuts is going to give it a little crunch. Going to give it some color with carrots and peas, frozen. And you guys might have been familiar with this, which they hardly use these days, is baby corn. Baby corn is still available. It's in a can. It's cooked, obviously. And that was an ingredient used a while ago in a lot of dishes. And it sort of faded out. But I'm going to bring it back. All right? And obviously, iceberg lettuce. So really, from the sauce standpoint, oyster sauce, hoisin sauce, Shaoxing wine, a little sesame oil. Those are the four basic sauces. For coloring, you're going to use a dark soy sauce. For a little bit more, in terms of spice, you may add a little white pepper. Then we can add a little chili paste. This is pretty good stuff. It's a sweet chili paste, and it just adds a little bit more flavor to the dish. All right? And obviously, we're going to have it with a little rice. And all we have to do is just basically put it together. Add a little cornstarch as a thickener to bring everything together. I always forget one or two sauces, so please excuse me. It does happen every once in a while. So we'll take a teaspoon of cornstarch. And we'll add equal parts of water to it to make it a slurry solution. And we'll mix it with our finger. And one of the things that I want to tell you guys is taste your food at every stage. You'll actually know if you want to add a little bit more sugar, a little bit more salt, a little bit more this or that. You know, because you'll see it in front of you cooking, so you can appreciate the aroma. And you have to get your hands dirty, all right? In this case, we really didn't have to do it. Basically, opened up a can of baby corn, opened up a can of diced water chestnut, package of the frozen carrots and peas, and a package of the ground chicken, and the lettuce. So you didn't really have to get our hands dirty, but in the preparation process, I want you guys to get your hands dirty, hands wet, moist, and I want you to taste what you created. It doesn't help by waiting till last minute when the dish is done and then you taste it and you say, oh, I'm missing a little bit more salt, oh, I'm missing a little bit of sugar. Do it in the process. And remember, you have a salt and a sweet. Those two combined will create a wonderful dish no matter what it is. You have a salty and sweet together. They complement each other like yin and yang, and whatever you're cooking is going to be perfect. Okay? All right, so let's get cooking here. All right? So we'll move this stuff out. Now remember, I'm using a butane stove. So it's kind of limited in terms of heat. But the pan that I have is high carbon steel pan. With high carbon steel pans, you can keep it on high. It won't damage the pan. But for many of you who have a non-stick pan, which I recommend, don't put it on high, because if you put it on high, it may ruin the coating. Okay? So, what's the procedure? Well, we want to get the moisture out from here. But we want the pan to get heated first, right? Then we'll add the oil. Then the oil will be heated first, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so before we heat the dish, I forgot to add one main ingredient, which I love. I always love to use fresh garlic. But if you don't have fresh garlic, you can use garlic powder. Basically, you put it on the chopping board, hold it flat, and just go bang it. Don't be hesitant when you bang it. All right? You want to smash that clove of garlic and use the front to push it away. Then we gather it all together. Try to hold it down best you can and just chop. And there you have chopped garlic. Now, as many of you know, I'm not an advocate of the garlic press. I find that you have to add more strength to it. And you have to squeeze out that clove of garlic through those tiny holes. Okay? All right, here we go. So pretty much the water has evaporated. We're going to wait for it to heat up a little bit. We'll obviously need a spatula to stir fry. I use a bamboo spatula. And then ultimately, when it's all done, we'll scoop it out. And we have our serving plate. Alright, so we're going to add some oil now. Around 2 tablespoons of oil. Let that heat up a little bit. Now we don't want to, we're going to add the garlic, we don't want to burn the garlic. We do not want to burn the garlic. Saute it a little bit. Get that flavor together. Then we'll add the chicken. And we'll break it up. It's just a matter of throwing all the sauces together. And we'll add a little chili garlic sauce to give it a little zing. Alright. Now, as you can see, notice the color, alright? You may like the color. You may want to make it a little darker so it looks a little bit more appetizing. That's really up to you. This is your creation, nobody else's creation. Alright, so what we're going to do here, well, we're going to add the baby corn. Then we're going to add the diced water chestnuts. Then we'll add the peas, frozen peas and carrots. Basically, this process, you'll be defrosting the peas and carrots. If you didn't want to do it that way, you can actually add water to it, let it defrost in a little pan by itself. And we have the carrots, which anything canned is already cooked. All right? We'll add a little bit of chili sweet paste. Then we'll add some hot sauce. Now we'll add some hoisin sauce. Basically, it's about 1 tablespoon. We'll add some oyster sauce and hoisin sauce. We'll add the dark soy sauce, the coloring agent. We'll add some white pepper, the sesame oil, the Shaoxing wine, the soy sauce. That's it. That's all you have to do. Very, very easy to do. This is a very easy dish. Mix it all together. And then we'll give it some time to let everything release all its flavors. Just cleaning up a little bit. Okay, so now you might like this color. But let's taste the juice, the sauce. Sauce is perfect. All right, now this is too watery to put on our lettuce, right? So we want to thicken it up a little bit. So we have the cornstarch slurry solution. So basically, we're going to pour a little bit in. Now, if you guys want it to be a little darker, you could add a little bit more dark soy sauce. But I would say that the dark soy sauce that you have, that gives it the coloring, we should really apply to beef dishes, because whenever you cook beef, it always looks like a grayish brown color. Not very appetizing. But this is chicken, so this is okay. Now let's decorate the plate, all right? You basically took the head of lettuce, iceberg lettuce, right? You cut off the end, cut it in half, and you have a cup. Rinse it really well, shake it out, and then here you have a cup. So we're going to put one here. Everything's all pretty much cooked right now. Right? And this is what we'll do. And I would say at F Chang, they probably bring this to you in a dish, and then you can basically put it on your lettuce by yourself. So we have one. There you go. So we'll add another one, and then we'll add a third one. All right? So basically, we transfer everything to a bowl. So basically, we have lettuce wrap. One, two, three. Now I chose to use chicken. You can use ground pork. You can use ground turkey. Okay? You can even use shrimp if you want. The little baby shrimp. So the ways you can make it is it covers the gamut. You could add onion. You don't have to add peas and carrots. You could add your favorite vegetables, broccoli, right? So this is the cheap summer appetizer dish. It's delicious. Then, if you wanted, you could actually take one, right? Add a little rice to it, and make it into a wrap. Yeah. And that's a meal in itself. Simple. No more than 5 minutes. The most, 10 minutes. So, got the crunchiness of the water chestnuts, a little crunchiness of the corn. You have a very unique flavor of the corn. Peas and carrots, give it color. Chicken, lean, high protein. And a lettuce. Easy. Nothing complicated. Alright? So, if you like what you see and you'd like to get more of my videos, please subscribe. The purpose of subscribing is to let you know that I have another video on back order. So, as you subscribe, you'll be notified the minute I make another one. And it goes on YouTube. Alright? And give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Let me know what you want. I'll try to do the best I can to accommodate you. And you can go to www.chefboucancollection.etsy.com. I have a couple of condiments, a crunchy garlic chili oil relish that you could add to soups, your pho if you like, barbecue on the marinade, or raw organic spicy honey. So I'm pretty much involved with everything, and I love what I do. And if you're interested and you find that it's easy to understand me, and you see these interesting recipes that I'm offering, I'm not a trendsetter. I don't intend to be a trendsetter, but I do what I like to cook. And cook can cover anything. So whether it's an oldie but goodie, or it's a new one, it's an in trend, I'll try to accommodate. But, you know, I just love cooking in front of my audience, you guys, and I appreciate everything. I mean, I have to be honest with you, when I made the how to cook the steamed sea bass. I'm shocked. So many people came in to take a look at it. That was the whole fish. Usually, most people hate cooking the whole fish because the head is on. They usually like to work with fillet. And in a later video, I will show you steamed tilapia fillet. But I'm very shocked. You never know these days, right? So I'm glad. And I had bought 2 sea basses. One of them, I deep fried it with a beautiful sweet, salty bean sauce on top with scallions, ginger, and onions and peppers, and it was delicious. And the presentation was phenomenal. So, with Chef Wu can, you never know what you're going to get. But if Chef Wu can, you can too. So if I can do it, you can do it. And I encourage you to do it. And if you have any questions, just feel free to make comments. All right? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And looking forward to seeing you again. Please subscribe, okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.